Jamaica joins the rest of the world today in celebrating World Press Freedom Day. The theme this year is Media Freedom for a Better Future, shaping the post-2015 development agenda. Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. In our program today, we affirm your right to know, looking at the Access to Information Act as it strengthens press freedom in Jamaica. Also ahead, the new Government of Jamaica Health Card, improving service delivery at public health institutions. Sit back and relax because Jamaica Magazine unfolds right now.
Celebrate your child each day during Child Month. Set aside a day to cheer and celebrate their accomplishments. Love, hug, and show you trust them. Praise more, criticize less, and let them share in decision-making processes. Don't forget to play with them, know their friends, and have open conversations. More importantly, let us help a child other than our own.
Progress depends on having the right information and using it to the best advantage. The media play a crucial role in the flow of important information in the country, and the government over the years has been making the flow easier with laws such as the Access to Information Act. More on your right to access information in this feature.
In June 2002, Parliament passed the Access to Information Act, paving the way for the empowerment of the Jamaican citizenry and the development of a knowledge-based society. It ushered in a paradigm shift from a culture of government secrecy to one of more openness, as people gained a general right of access to official government information that would otherwise have been inaccessible. The Act allows public access to credible information so that citizens can better engage in national decision-making while ensuring that there is greater transparency in governance.
The right to access is about strengthening your other fundamental rights, your right to freedom of expression, your right to receive and impart information. And we believe that this law and a greater understanding of it will redound to the benefit of the country as a whole as we seek to achieve Vision 2030.
The Act aims to reinforce the fundamental democratic principles of a transparent government that's accountable to its people. It also supports increased public influence on and participation in national decision-making and greater knowledge of the functions of government.
Individuals, media, civil society groups, researchers, all have been able to enhance their information goals and objectives, from challenging government policy and actions to making informed inputs in policy, legislation consultation, and assessing the expenditure of public funds.
The legislation also serves as a useful tool in investigative journalism.
So for example, when government is expending funds in relation to projects, in relation to contracts of major contracts or even small contracts that impact upon the daily lives of individuals, they can use the law to get the information that they want, copies of contracts, to see who is the contractor, who is funding the projects, and so on.
It's been a very consultative and engaged approach between civil society as the stakeholders and the unit as the government arm charged with implementation. We've been able to dialogue around issues, we've been able to talk our way through how things need to be worked out, how they need to be improved.
The Access to Information Unit leads and guides the implementation and administration of the Access to Information Act, the ATI. The unit falls within the Information Division at the Office of the Prime Minister. It provides guidance and training for government bodies on how to interpret and administer the Act, identify and address difficult or problematic issues arising from implementation of the Act, and policy recommendations.
Of course, we have information that is exempt, and you can understand why we do. We have to protect certain things, people's right to privacy, and certain sensitive government information. But outside of those exempt categories, there is no reason why you cannot have access to any government information.
The ATI unit also has the task of monitoring compliance levels in the various ministries and agencies of government. It's also responsible for educating the public on their rights and obligations under the Act.
We teach communities how to use the Act, how to think about the challenges they're having and where they could use the Act to get the information. So we've had things like Actual Mother asking for and getting the answer paper for her child in GSAT because she thought the child had been given a lower mark than they deserve.
So what about the cost? Well, the Act says persons can only be charged for the copy of a document, and depending on the kind of information or where it's being accessed, you may not even be faced with that charge.
Most of the government agencies, ministries, departments, they have websites, they have information officers, they have communications experts within the ministries and agencies.
In fostering a culture of knowing, the ATI unit established the Access to Information National High School Competition in 2008. It marks the celebration of International Right to Know Day, observed on September 28, and International Right to Know Week, also observed in September.
It really is to engage young people in understanding what this access to information, law and right is all about, to ensure that they can think critically about governance issues. We promote access to information year-round to ensure that members of the public are aware of their rights to access government information, as well as their rights to use the law, and also their rights to appeal when decisions are taken that are adverse to them. In terms of their appeal rights, there are checks and balances in the system. So state agencies, public authorities as they're called in the Act, can deny access, but they must give specific reasons.
And of course, public authorities can face criminal sanctions for breaching the law. Going forward, the process is expected to improve.
Important though legislation is as a critical first step in a comprehensive plan to improve access to information, the fact is, if we're truly benefit, then access to information cannot be confined to a static request. Information or data accessibility must move further to embrace open data, thus placing more responsibility on government to provide the public with clear, objective, and complete information about its policies and decisions on an ongoing basis.
A new communications policy for government will meet that objective and foster even greater communication with all the different stakeholders and members of society.
And I believe that if we allow our citizens that access to the information, give it to them in a timely manner, it will help them to develop, it will help our country to develop.
The Access to Information Act, giving people the right to know and the power to make change. For more information, contact Access to Information Unit, 529 South Odin Avenue, Kingston 10, or by email to ati@cwjamaica.com or call 968-8282.
Me at 15, me now run down no baby daddy, me and stay in a school, be married, get my education, so young girls, if you no mess up, get up, brush off, and remember, nourish.
Apart from improving press freedom, government is making it easier for you to get quality health care at public facilities. It's achieving that through the new GOJ Health Card, which will also improve the mechanism for health financing, data management and service delivery to patients. Learn more about the benefits of the new GOJ Health Card right now.
The public health sector is being transformed. It involves the use of modern technology as a dynamic feature of government's development plan for good public health.
We believe that the provision of quality and affordable health services and improvements in access can help to move us closer to achieving our national development objectives.
Alongside the physical infrastructure work taking place, current innovations are allowing for improved service delivery. But the administration is taking it further. In 2014, a bold move was made with the introduction of the GOJ Health Card, an electronic swipe card that gives Jamaicans easier access to the services of the public health system.
Having an L card, it is the best thing for getting help from the hospital.
It helps you to see the doctor quicker. When you use it, when you go out and you go to the service provider, they will know, at least the other doctors, they will know your medical history.
And getting a prescription filled and so on, that's where people have a problem financially supporting that. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm really getting it.
The GOJ card is the first of its kind in the Caribbean and represents a major game changer in the public health sector in Jamaica.
It's part of the solution for making the public health system more efficient, financially stable and affordable for everyone who needs care. Extensive public consultations on health financing prior to rolling out the GOJ Health Card revealed wide public consensus on the need to improve the process for dispensing medication and to increase the avenues for health financing. The collection of private health insurance was seen as one acceptable way to achieve these goals.
The GOJ Health Card will assist us to accomplish these objectives. We will be using the coordination of benefits platform of the NHF to facilitate the collection of health insurance.
The GOJ Health Card is now the primary means by which all Jamaicans will access care in public health facilities. Registration for persons to get their cards began on February 3, 2014.
All residents of Jamaica are eligible to apply for a GOJ card once they have a TRN.
To get the card, persons must fill out a simple form available at health facilities with information such as name, address, and tax registration number TRN. Completed forms can be left at any public health facility, the Ministry of Health head office, or the head office of the NHF and any NHF help desk across the island. Cards are delivered to the applicants by mail, and that's 2 to 3 weeks after registration.
In the case of young children, a TRN will be obtained for them to facilitate registration once they have a birth certificate. For persons who do not have a birth certificate, they will need to get a photo endorsed by a justice of the peace and a declaration of their birth date. Once these are obtained, a provisional TRN can be issued. Let me point out here that we have had discussions with the Registrar General's Department, which is prepared to facilitate requests for birth certificates.
The National Health Fund is responsible for processing the applications. That includes data processing, printing, and distribution of your GOJ card. For the immediate future, persons already in possession of the NHF Health Card need not apply for a GOJ card. At every visit to a public health institution, cardholders should present their swipe cards. Where swipe machines are not in place, public health staff should use the NHF online database to access patient information to facilitate registration.
The GOJ Health Card will facilitate easy and quicker registration, enhance patient management leading to better patient outcomes, the ability to easily fill prescriptions at any public pharmacy and drug serve across the island, tracking of medication to ensure that they are being used safely, especially in terms of quantity and mix, linkages with the introduction of the Electronic Patient Administration System, EPAS, which will allow us to link health records to the card.
Other benefits of the card include tracking of past beneficiaries to better ensure social protection for this vulnerable group. Looking ahead, further benefits will include the ability to properly plan using micro-level empirical data to inform policies and programs. Full rollout of the GOJ Health Card is being done over 18 months, with another 6 months targeted to iron out any remaining kinks. After that, the use of the card will become mandatory except in cases of emergency. The Ministry of Health, achieving efficiency gains, better patient management, and better patient outcomes for a healthier population.
If you're gonna take it to the limit, don't fake it, just make it the best and best.
Are you 35, live in Jamaica, made a worthwhile contribution to the development of your community or parish? You're eligible for the Governor General's Achievement Award. There is also an award for persons 18 to 24 years with high levels of academic achievement. And if you're 24 to 35 years, you could qualify for the Governor General's Award of Excellence.
It's not based on your personal success. It's based on your outreach, doing something to help other people.
For full details of the criteria, application form and supporting documents, visit kingshouse.gov.jm or call 927-6424. Drop off documents at King's House, Hope Road, Kingston 6, or give them to the Justice of the Peace or Custos in your parish. Application deadline May 30, 2014. The Governor General's Achievement Awards Program, recognizing excellence since 1991.
The legendary Bob Marley referred to it as concrete jungle. And yes, Trenchtown has seen its fair share of tough times. But residents of this famous community have been working to change their fortunes. Want to know what they've been up to? Watch this.
One good thing about music, when it hits you,
there are only a few communities that are better known than the capital of the country in which that community is. Trenchtown is one of those.
Don't be afraid to come to Trenchtown, right? This is a fun-loving area and a very safe area to come and visit.
Reap what you sow, Trenchtown rock.
As we commemorate the year of our Golden Jubilee, let's trod the path to a community that has given to the country and the world one of its most infectious creations and continues to beat the drum of greatness, whatever the form.
It's Kingston 12. It's Kingston 12.
It was once called the Hollywood of Jamaica. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Alton Ellis, and many other stars called it home. It's the bedrock of reggae. Today, visitors traverse its streets trying to get close to the rhythm of the community. The residents are proud of the rich legacy, and despite the many challenges within its walls, they remain energized to reach for greatness.
Trenchtown was a very violent place, gang war and political war, and a lot of different atmosphere, which weren't that good for kids.
But thankfully,
well, I would say Trenchtown is really on the move.
Trenchtown rock. Everyone know now. Trenchtown rock. Don't turn your back. Trenchtown rock. As they give us one a try. Trenchtown rock. Never let the children cry.
with that line, Bob Marley bemoaned for outsiders to help Trenchtown. Decades after the reggae icon penned that song, government, NGO groups, and the residents themselves are breathing new life into the community.
I'm obviously not from this community, and I'm a business consultant. I was doing quite well, I thought, safely ensconced in New Kingston, and then came the transition where I decided to relocate my very business to Trenchtown.
Dr. Morgan operates the Agency for Inner City Renewal, AIR. The agency employs 184 residents full-time at various corporate companies through its social outreach enterprise.
The real change is that since of late, you have a church transformation center who has put a tremendous change to this place by creating employment, like they send the kids to school. When we live in an area and there's no work, there is nobody to really counsel you, to counsel the kids. So bring them up in the right and proper way.
Other opportunities have sprung up within Trenchtown, including a reading and education center that provides books and homework assistance free of charge. Meanwhile, a number of companies have set up shop, like Props and More, which creates artistic pieces for stage productions. Sports is also an integral part of Trenchtown, with many youngsters striving to play for top Premier League football club teams, Arnett Gardens and Boys Town.
Reggae music, the heartbeat of the people. Don't fight it, it's the vibes of the people. When music, it's a feel no pain. It stabilizes the body, the brain. Music, the heartbeat of the people. Don't fight it, it's the vibes of the people. When music, it's a feel no pain. It stabilizes the body, the brain.
That's right. You can't walk the streets of Trenchtown and not set foot inside Culture Yard. The heritage tourism site is the heart of the community. It's where Bob Marley once lived.
Then we came in here about 2.5 years ago, and the vibration was unbelievable. We could not believe it. Songs was just coming to us like that daily. We end up with about 24 songs.
No doubt, forerunners like Bob Marley have influenced the current string of Trenchtown musicians. There are several studios, and on any given day, there is live recording. Trenchtown is definitely on the move. The community has made Jamaica a global brand with reggae music. However, with the many budding talents in sports, education, and graphic designing, Trenchtown may soon make a name for itself in other arenas.
Trenchtown rock. Everyone know now. Trenchtown rock. Don't play.
On the board this week.
The Jamaica Civil Service Association welcomes all civil servants to its wellness fair on Tuesday, May 6, to be held at the Jassicera Park, Caledonia Avenue, Kingston 5. Come learn about your health from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and help build a healthy workforce for greater productivity and customer satisfaction. For more information, call 968-7087 or email jassicera@cwjamaica.com.
It's now happening. The exciting coronations in the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission Miss Jamaica Festival Queen competition. Come out to the Coronation and Parish Show for St. Anne on Saturday, May 10 at the St. John's Anglican Church Hall in Ocho-Rios. Also on Saturday, May 10, Manchester will crown their festival queen at the Cesar Charlton Hall in Mandeville starting at 8 p.m. The parish of Trelawney will have theirs on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 11 at the Royalton White Sand Hotel at 8 p.m. To find out more on how to get to the show, call or visit your JCDC parish office. Send us your events for broadcast on the JIS Community Notice Board. Call 922-8680 or send an email to cbishop@jis.gov.jm.
For almost 20 years, the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, with the help of several partners, has helped to create sustainable national development.
Some of our major accomplishments for the year was that we provided 1,084 households with improved access to water. We provided the NSWMA with 52 garbage disposal units, skips, a garbage truck. We worked on 28 sanitation projects in the primary schools. We also, in the inner cities, we provided 100 communal units, sanitation units as well. We worked on water supplies and our usual things, jobs training, skills training, education. We did infrastructure projects.
And JSIF executed these programs through the implementation of 9 projects in rural and urban communities, all geared towards reducing the impacts of poverty and crime. During the last financial year, JSIF's focus has been placed on rural development. The organization has rolled out several projects based on agriculture, tourism and infrastructural development, as well as sanitation and social protection strategies. One such project, JSIF's Rural Economic Development Initiative, READY, through its $15 million World Bank loan, has played supporting roles in rural agriculture and tourism with the launch of 12 projects in Manchester. Financial as well as business development support was given to these groups in the areas of business management, disaster mitigation, project management, greenhouse technology, and organizational strengthening, all of which have helped to sustain these businesses and foster economic independence for community members, as they too have benefited through gainful employment. Flower Hill Cottage is a rural cassava processing facility that has been making significant strides, and what started as a small business has blossomed into a lucrative brand, Western Bammies.
JSIF gave us 17 million. The money goes for expansion of the building and also equipment. We have an industrial grater which can grate at least 1,500 pounds of cassava for the day. We have the presser, industrial press, where we press the cassava dry that it can go through the sieve. We also have, we get 3 industrial stoves from JSIF that put with what we did have here. I take this opportunity in this media to thank JSIF for what they have done for us, and by the help of God, we are going to go further.
JSIF has also given attention to roads in several farming communities with help from the Caribbean Development Bank funded Community Investment Project, CIP. The badly eroded roads in Hayfield, St. Thomas often hampered the delivery of crops to buyers. But thanks to the almost $40 million cash injection from the CDB, over 400 residents now have access to upgraded roads.
That affects us very bad because we couldn't get no vehicle to come to our producer. Coffee, everything, it was just spoiled. We did have so many landslides on the road. When a vehicle coming up, the person have to come out of the vehicle. Sometimes we have to come out, push it, come out, somehow we have to ease up the vehicle for it to come because it was so bad. I have to say thanks to JSIF for this project that they do for us, because this road helps us to take us our produce to wherever place, to the market, wherever we're going. So we have to give thanks to them.
And along with fixing roads, JSIF through the Petro-Carib Fund and Ministry of Education gave several rural schools new sanitary amenities. Over 2,000 students across 10 parishes now have access to modern bathroom facilities. Since its inception, JSIF has made significant contributions to nation building. Evidence of this can be found in the organization's high response rate to fulfill the requests made by community representatives island-wide.
JSIF will continue to focus on sustainable community development activities, in addition to enabling growth and job creation in the agriculture and tourism sectors.
For more information on JSIF, call their toll-free line 1-888-991-2356-7. Send an email to feedback@jsif.org or visit their website, jsif.org. And remember to like their Facebook page. The Jamaica Social Investment Fund, investing for community development.
This is where we say goodbye for today. Join us again tomorrow for more useful information. Tell us what you thought of the show. Send an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm or hit us up on Twitter @JIS News. And our website, jis.gov.jm, remains a constant portal for the very latest government information. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.